Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of the first episode of my selling online series. Kind of confusing, but it's still the first episode, it's just the second part. And it's all about choosing your shop. In the last video I talked all about Etsy, the good points and the bad points about it. In this video I'm going to be talking about Storenvy. With Storenvy you get a highly customizable shop. You can do almost anything with this shop, as long as you have the knowledge, obviously. Mine looks really pink, has a logo at the top, is all colourful and stuff. You can change the colours, you can change the background, you can have a banner at the top. You can do almost anything you want. It's really good, and it's not that difficult to change it. Once you get the hang of it, you can do quite a lot with it. So it's quite good, in my opinion. With your products on Storenvy, you can put them in multiple shop sections. What I mean by this is if you have a Frainyxo necklace, you can have it in your necklace section and your Frainyxo section. Whereas on Etsy, you can only have it in one section. It's a good thing. Storenvy is free. There is no fees for listing or selling your items at all. The only fees are the PayPal fees. Again, look into that yourself because I'm not entirely sure how much they are. I know it's not a lot, but you know, have a look, see what they are. But yeah, it's free. There is a thing you can pay for on Storenvy, which is like a premium type thing. So you can have more coupon codes and have extra features and things. Personally, I don't use that because I don't need to, really. I have everything I want on the Storenvy shop. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't see the need in paying for anything extra for it. You get the basics and that's all you really need. One bad thing is the prices are all in dollars, so it means that if you're not from the US, which is like the rest of the world, which is like a massive portion of the world, yeah, you have to convert all your prices to US dollars. That's not so good. It means that if you're buying or selling, it means you have to convert the prices no matter what. If you're in America, then that's great, yeah, cool, awesome, but it means that if you're like me, you have to convert all your prices. It's not going to be an exact conversion. You have to round up or round down the prices, so you may be getting a little bit less money than what you'd be getting on, say, Etsy or somewhere else that you can have your own currency. So that's not so good of a thing. Another thing is contact with your customers and things is done by email. So basically the contact button on your shop, when people click on that, type in the little form and stuff and send it off, it sends you an email, and then you answer their question via email or whatever. You converse through emails. That isn't actually as good for me as it is on Etsy with the messages, because I don't always check my emails, and sometimes I miss a message and I reply late, and I feel really bad about it because that's not good customer service and stuff. So yeah, that's not so good. And plus with emails, you can't really keep track of who your customers are, because then you don't know exactly what their name is. All you see is their email. Their name might not come up, so you don't know who they are. You might have to look at their email and cross-reference with recent orders, and it could get confusing. But on Storenvy you can sell just about anything, literally anything. People sell clothes, people sell electronics, squishies, stickers, charms, anything. Like I said, with Etsy you have 3 categories that you have to stick to. Storenvy you can sell anything. I haven't had any copyright problems with Hello Kitty or anything on Storenvy. Nothing at all. You can sell whatever you want. However, there are less tags that you can put in. Like I said, with Etsy you can have 13 tags plus the materials you made an item with. On Storenvy you only have a space of 50 characters. Now that might sound quite a lot, but actually it's not. It's only like 3 or 4 words, depending on the length of the word. You may be able to get 5 or 6 words in there as well, but that is less than half of what you get on Etsy. So that's not so good. That's probably one of the reasons why I get less business on Storenvy than I do on Etsy, because it's a lot harder to find good items on Storenvy. So you have to do a lot more advertising on other websites if you're going to be on Storenvy. It is possible. Some people have made great livings on Storenvy and they don't have any other kind of shop anywhere else. You just have to advertise a lot more and get business elsewhere as well. On Storenvy you have the frequently asked questions / policy page thing on your shop. With that you answer the asked questions that you need to have on there, and you can also add your own questions in there. With Etsy, with the policies, they give you set questions and you can't add very much detail really because questions are very specific. With Storenvy you can add any questions you want in there and make sure you answer everybody's questions that they might have about your products. With customizing your shop you can use HTML and CSS code, and if you have no idea what that is, you probably will not be able to do that. But if you're good with designing websites or anything like that, then you will be able to change your shop into something that looks magical, basically. I will give some examples of nice looking shops that I like at the side, but even if you stick to Storenvy's normal layout, it still looks good because you can change the colours, background, pictures, anything you want, and it still looks really pretty and nice, and you can still have it however you want. With Storenvy you can have item variations. What this means is if you have a blue ring, a green ring and a pink ring, then you can list them as those colours and people can click the right colour of what they want to buy. You can also have the stock levels on there, so say you have 2 red rings, 2 green rings and 3 pink rings, and then like say one of the green rings sells, you can see the amount of stock that is left on your shop, so people know how much stock is left and know when they should be buying things before it sells out. In my opinion, Storenvy was a bit confusing when I first started it. I remember when I was trying to work out the shipping for my items, I got a bit confused and things like that. It was difficult at first. After being on Etsy for like nearly a year, and then I decided to open a Storenvy shop as well, it took me a long time to list all of my items, and I got confused at several parts. So once you get used to it, it's fine. Once you know how it works, it's perfectly fine. But I think if you're just starting it, it can be a bit overwhelming. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of customizing, putting up items, coupon codes, all sorts of things you can do. And sometimes it's just a little bit confusing to try and take it all in at once. So if you're going to do a Storenvy shop, do it over about a week and then just do it slowly, and then open your shop at the end of the week once everything's done. You can hide your shop, like put it in vacation mode, and so therefore people can't look at your shop until you put it off the vacation mode, which is also good for when you go on holiday. You can do that on Etsy too. And the last thing I'll say about Storenvy is there's no phone app at all. With Etsy you got the phone app, so you can do everything you can on Etsy but on your phone. Storenvy you can't. You have to do it through your phone's internet browser, which isn't easy at all because there's no mobile version of the website. I really want them to bring out an app for phones, please, Storenvy, because it would make my life so much easier, especially if I'm out and about, someone's made an order and I need to tell them it's been dispatched and I'm not going to be home that day. I need to do it on my phone and it's not easy right now. It's not easy at all. So that is all I have to say about Storenvy and Etsy. All in all, Etsy is my favourite place for handmade items. I get more business on Etsy because I can put more tags and things, so I get more business from people just searching for items on Etsy. But Storenvy is also good because you can sell anything. The shop is highly customized, it's all pretty and colourful and lovely, and you can do quite a lot of stuff. You can do just about the same things as you can on Etsy and Storenvy. So that's all I really have to say. It's up to you which place you choose. There is no right or wrong place, because with Etsy you can put your stuff on and leave it and people will find it. But with Storenvy you will have to do a bit more advertising, but if you have an online shop you're going to be advertising it anyway, and in a later episode I'm talking about advertising as well, so don't worry if you don't know how to do that. I will be talking about that as well in a later episode. But that is all I have to say right now. If you have any questions about the last 2 parts of this episode, anything about Etsy or Storenvy, ask them in the comments. I will be leaving a list of things I will be talking about and doing episodes about for this series in the description. So don't bother asking me to do an episode on such and such, because I'm probably going to do it. I will be doing it anyway. But if you have something that I haven't already mentioned that I will be doing an episode about, ask me and I might do it. So I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.